In this film, I'd like to show you some really useful tips and tricks for using SpeedAdmin. The first one is this search field up here. We call it the super search field because you can key in any kind of student name or instrument name or teacher initials. So if I want to search for a Camilla, I get a teacher up, or if I know the student number, quite often you would want to work with the student ID number, or the teacher initial, ABAL. An important thing to remember there is that it has to be capital letters for teacher initials. But this basically saves you going through search and clicking then whatever you're searching for. Another really useful tip is those three bars down here, the students, the teachers, and the schools, which basically include the last students, teachers, and schools you've looked at. So if you click at students, you can see you can immediately go back to the ones you've looked at recently. You can directly from here send them a message, or you can view their timetable. And again, a really good tip is to hold down Control and click on the name, and Shelton will now open up in a new tab. That's extremely useful if you're working with lists of students or teachers or any other lists, and you want to be able to view or edit the information of an individual student along the way. Click Control, then you open up a new tab. The same goes for teachers. You can view the teacher's personal data card. You can edit their timetable, view their timetable, and view their lessons. And again, if you hold down Control, you open up a new tab. And actually, if you hold down Shift, you open up a whole new window. Another thing which is so useful, I want to include it here, even though it's also included when working with timetable, is the ability to include the information from your timetable in your own personal calendar on your smartphone, for instance. So I want to find my teacher called Carsten, and I want to go to his timetable. And from here I can click on this little settings wheel out here. I can adjust how I want to view my timetable, if I want to include weekend days or not, which time I want it to start and end. But I can also set up an internet calendar by copying this link into the settings of my phone. And here I can include what I want to show, my individual teaching, any activities, ensembles, etc. If I want to include my work time, this needs to be translated, I can see. Concerts, and whether I want it to be all concerts or just the ones that I've set up myself. Click Save. And if I copy this, it'll be included in my private phone calendar. Another note I want to make here is the ability to send messages directly to a teacher's student or ensembles directly via the timetable. Very, very useful if you want to send a message, for instance, to all your Monday students. So you basically click this little envelope out here, send message. You have to highlight the students you want to send to. It might be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday students. As long as they're grayed out, you can click send message and basically go through the normal process for sending messages. The last tip I want to show you is the one down here called report problem. From anywhere in SpeedAdmin, if you encounter or or come across a problem, you can click report problem, type in a subject, describe your problem, and attach a screenshot automatically. You can also send a copy to yourself so that when we contact you or get back to you about the problem, you have the full documentation. Very, very useful for us to have a screen dump of where you're working in the system, and hopefully it'll also save you a bit of time of taking a screenshot and including it in an email. So if you come across a problem, click the button down here.